Hello there. How are you? Nice of you to join me. I'm Mike Russell. We're making laser sound effects in under 10 minutes from now. I am so excited to be here. You can't imagine how exciting this session's going to be. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for turning up. Joe. Hi, Joe. Enough of that, huh? That crazy vibrato sound. Martina's in. Joe Salami as well. Where's our fam? Exactly. Where are the early birds? Well, I can see some of you in already, which is nice. Yeah, 10 minutes. I thought I would just give you on the pre-show some love today because I love you peeps on the pre-show. So it's always more of a relaxed pace at this time because I'm not sort of firing away getting into the content. I can actually talk to you. So Renato's there, Ali as well, good to see you. Saul, hello, it's my first time. Saul, you made it! Thanks so much for being here, wow! So excited to have you here, and I know you're going to enjoy the show. The show is going to be an amazing show. We've got Abdul as well. Danny is already in. See, lots of you checking in early, which is nice. I thought I'd just test this out, flip the stream on a little bit early and see what's going on out there in YouTube land and over in Twitch land. We're on Twitch as well. About to hit the button on Periscope. Maybe I'll leave it another 4 minutes before I go live on Periscope. It's more of an instant place over there, isn't it? And then we go live on the hour on Facebook because I pre-schedule those. Joe had to refresh because an error when you went live. How strange. I wonder if that's a YouTube-wide thing or if that's something to do with the way I stream. Wonder if anyone else can confirm that or not. Walter, first time live? Yes! Another first time on the live. That's 2 people that have said their first time here on the live show. So as Joe says, congrats to you and welcome along. It's great to have you guys, Walter and Sol, here. Anyone else new on the stream here for the first time? If you are here right now, then you are here live, unless you're watching the replay, which is possible too. Abdulaziz, first time in live. David's back. Hi, David. Good to see you there. Just let me know in the comments. I know there's some regulars in, which is great to see. Do post where in the world you're watching from. Let's make a world map of audio production right now. M Games, wow, the first video I see you live, and I learned the creak sound effect. How does that go? Something like that. So this is really awesome. Lots of new people on the stream. Go tell your friends! Let's expand this community of audio producers. My mission is to bring us all together and get us talking. And sharing all of our secrets. Sound check, 1 2 1 2. Sounding good. Thanks, Danny. That's great. Yeah, so do please go and share this video right now with a friend or a bunch of friends. Walter, so kind. First time on the stream and a super chat to kick things off. That is more than amazing. Thank you, Walter. Really, really appreciate that. A €10 super chat. Now, I do find that interesting. First and foremost, you've donated that amount, which means your super chat, I believe, stays sticky for a while. So it should be up sticky there in the chat box, even when we go live. Curious where you're from, because you've got an American flag as your avatar, but you donated in euros. So are you in Europe? Kevin, cheers from Florida. Joe, Alabama in the house. Hey, sweet home Alabama. Always wanted to go, actually. Super early chat. Yay, David's here. David, I'm glad you're here because I was hoping to play a little bit of your cat and dog on the stream. I just wanted to make sure that's okay with you before I play it on the live stream when we go live in about 5 minutes from now. So that forum post you made in the community, I'd like to play a little bit at the start if possible. M Games is in the Netherlands. I always look at this in the airplane, first time live, so I have to do the super chat. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. And it helps to support the production of the show, which I do every single day between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. UK time. So whatever that is for you, East Coast of America, I believe that's 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Awesome, David. Awesome. So I'm going to give that a spin and mention your post in the community just before the weekend that you made, which is really nice. Mike, when someone sends you a super chat, how much of it do you get? And you are welcome to come stay. Oh, that's so kind of you, Joe. Thank you so much. Love that. You have to leave, Walter. Well, thank you for coming in from the Netherlands and making that lovely donation. And I hope we catch you again on a live stream. According to Audacity meter, your voice is hitting 0 dB. Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to go as loud as I can without distorting, if possible. I'm Tom Hall's in as well. Can I ask you if there's a special course that I can get in Kuwait? And what is the certificate? How many days? No special course at the moment, but I really ought to work on one. That's a good idea. So back to Joe with the super chat. I did actually look this up. I think there is a place. Let me have a quick look. Super chat percentage. I did actually look this up, and there was a thread on Reddit or something like that talking about it. Obviously, it's really hard to find in YouTube's terms and conditions. Ooh. Super chat. I did think it was quite favourable. Oh yeah, I found the thread on Reddit. So, apparently, according to Reddit, this is not according to YouTube, I think they take 30% and you get 70%. Which is, hey, Future Films, thank you so much for the donation to the show. Future Films there in Poland just made a super chat ahead of us going live. That's awesome. So, you know, I'm really happy with that. Thank you, Future Films. Thank you. I'm really happy with the commission there. And the reason I say that I'm really happy with it, obviously, yeah, it'd be great if you got 99% or something like Patreon do. But then if you think about it, what YouTube do, giving us this platform for free to stream like in multiple bit rates, which I couldn't possibly hope to do with my own home server, which is a great for a start, and to reach so many great people and connect this awesome community of audio just fanatics, I think is brilliant. So I'm using their platform for free, and it's fantastic. But not only that, they make it easy to donate to the show. Otherwise, I'd have to say something. I'd have to set something up myself and say, "Oh, if you want to do it, then go to this URL and then go click the PayPal link. Make sure to type in all your details and stuff." Whereas with YouTube, it's like click the $sign and you can make a donation. So brilliant. So yeah, that's what it is. Long answer to your question, Joe, but I hope that helps. What else have we got here? So I would love you to do more imaging production videos, or definitely get it on the list. Tomorrow I'm doing the reverse reverb effect, Tom, so hopefully we'll get a bit of imaging into that one. M Games, how can I pitch a sound in Audacity? Can you show it to me? I'm doing something similar to that today, but with tones. Christopher's in. Hey Christopher, welcome back. Morning. Joe, that seems about average to other donation payments, which is awesome. Yep. Isabella's in, ready to moderate with the spanner. Fantastic. All right, we're getting towards that countdown. It's wonderful, isn't it? Lots and lots of comments and super chats. I thought I'd get in super early here just to do the warm-up bit. So I'm all warm now and I'm ready to go. So, well, we're getting into that countdown. So let's play the big MRC jingle, and I'll see you in a minute from now. Bye! Here we are, live and direct from the Isle of Wight in the United Kingdom. I'm Mike Russell, and this is Music Radio Creative Live, where we delve deep into the world of audio and discover all the tricks that you can do in various DAWs, with a focus on Adobe Audition, but we're not shy of dipping into Logic Pro X and a bit of Audacity as well, and others where it's appropriate. I also throw in audio plugins and introduce you to hopefully some of the latest and best audio plugins that you can use, and I like to involve you, the viewer. So if you're there watching live right now, which I can see many are, then feel free to pop something into the chat box. I mention chat every 15 minutes during the show. Once 15 minutes in, then at 30 minutes, then at 45 minutes, and the show is exactly 1 hour in duration. So that's how much I hope to take from you today, and I appreciate you being there as well. So what are we covering today? Laser effects, like that, but with a bit more. We'll do a bit more with that sound in a moment. So laser sound effects, generating awesome sounds that can be created into lasers. And I'll tell you right now, at the end of the show, I will collate everything that I make and produce in this session. And like I do quite often, I'll put it into a big zip file and I'll upload it to our community, which is it's growing. If you haven't found the community yet, I do encourage you to head over to community.musicradiocreative.com. That will be the place that you can grab the free laser sound effects that I'm going to generate. I've just popped that into the chat on YouTube. If you're watching somewhere else or you're listening to the podcast, community.musicradiocreative.com. It's fantastic. We've introduced categories to the community, so you can hop in and do all kinds of things. Obviously, chat about audio production, grab the free stuff from the free stuff category, talk about audio software and anything else. But my favorite category is shaping up to be share your projects. And this is what you're working on. So first and foremost, this is quite appropriate because this is from a user called Bryant. Bryant, who's in the US, joined yesterday and straight away shared a sweeper that he'd made. So I thought I should just play this on the stream so you can have a listen to some of the talent inside this community. Here it comes. Get ready for it. It's epic. Here we go. Stand by.
Pump up the volume. Yeah. WBGA. Go chill, sit back and have a listen. iHeartRadio, B96.3, Brunswick.
Whoa, very cool indeed. So there you go, iHeartRadio B96.3, sounding really good. Go and offer Bryant some encouragement there in the community and tell him what a good job that was. And I noticed he included the reverse reverb effect that we'll comment about on the stream tomorrow, doing lots about reverse reverbing tomorrow on the stream. That's Tuesday's stream of this week. And also really excited to see bumping up near the top here of the latest threads, a Minecraft cat and dog soundtrack. Have a little listen. I know, right? It's hypnotic, isn't it? Absolutely hypnotic. Wow. This totally hypnotizes and chills me out. So this is from Fluffman71. It's David Silk from Adelaide in Australia. Shared it with the community. Not only that, he shared the MP3 file, but if you actually head to the community, he's actually shared his Adobe Audition session file as well. So if you're curious how he put this together, head over and download David's session. Have a listen to a bit more. I like the cats and the purring at the start, but the best bit is where the dogs start woofing as well. So David outlines it as well. Everyone knows Minecraft, various animals in it like ocelots and wolves. You can apparently tame the wild ocelots into domestic cats by feeding them fish. Likewise, you can tame the wolves into dogs by giving them bones. And the game has a soundtrack with 2 tracks called, funnily enough, Cat and Dog. So the tracks sound very similar and they annoyingly break between tracks, so David thought he'd run them together and add some sound effects to them. And, well, for you Minecraft fans, I'm sure you'll you'll get what this is all about. It's terrible to admit. I've tried to play it, but I just can't understand it. Someone needs to teach me. So go and check out the full audio over at community.musicradiocreative.com and go and download the session file and just sign up and make your first post, make an introduction, ask a question in there. There's a great Adobe Audition forum that's starting to get big as well, and we're doing mark solution to question. So if you've got a question, you can kind of mark the solution there and get it solved. That's over at community.musicradiocreative.com. Right now, let's get into creating laser sound effects. So, okay, here we are in Adobe Audition. I'm also going to go into Logic and into Audacity. In fact, why don't I start off in Audacity just to show you some of the basic stuff you can do. Now, you can do a similar effect in Adobe Audition, but here there is a Generate menu and you get all these kind of options like chirp, DTMF tones, noise, silence, and tones. Chirp is really good if you want to create a short waveform, so it's essentially a tone generator inside Audacity for free, and you choose a start and end frequency in hertz. You can choose the amplitude as well. You can change the amplitude, kind of does a fade out, interpolation as well, and the duration of it. So you can choose sine, square, sawtooth, which is the shape of the waveform that you're generating. So start off with sine. It'll be nice and soft because the sine is kind of like a curve, kind of like that. Starting at 1000 hertz, going down to maybe 1 hertz or even 100 hertz. Let's try that and just preview it. Okay, pretty basic. And you'll see how changing the waveform shape. Oh, that's a bit loud and in your face, isn't it? So there we go. The square is quite aggressive, and many synths have different shapes of waveforms, so you can generate different things. Okay, so we got that. Let's go down to 1 on the end frequency. Quite nice, and about half a second is doing well. Maybe let's take it down a bit more. Yeah, that's good. So what I'll do here is I'll generate, see that sawtooth? That's the shape of a sawtooth wave. And then we'll go into generate chirp, and maybe we'll generate a square as well, like that. And you can just have a play and create these in Audacity. You could make multiple audio tracks and you could kind of layer them up. But you get the idea. This is also possible over in Adobe Audition. And this is a very basic way, by the way, of making laser sounds. Coming up a little bit later, we'll get into more advanced ways. I want to start with the basics and work our way up. So if we go into Effects and generate tones in Audition, it's exactly possible to do a similar thing. Instead, you're starting the frequency from 1000, which is that 1 kilohertz test tone. It sounds like that. But then we sweep the frequencies down, and the end would be just like 1 hertz. So it's essentially like generating a chirp in Audacity. As you can see, the tone goes down, and we'll change the duration from 30 seconds to 0.4. And let's see how that sounds. So again, you get exactly the same thing. Now, obviously, we're using a sine waveform, so I can change it now so we have a triangle waveform. See how that's different? See how it looks differently in the spectral frequency as well? So that's nice. And square. I think that's the most laser-like sound. Obviously, you can have a play with these, the modulation depth. You can get all kinds of groovy effects here. Let's just turn it up a bit more. A little bit more. Right up. There we go. Take it back down. Modulation rate. Let's play with that. Which obviously needs modulation depth as well. So we can do all kinds of wobbly things till we get the sound we want. Quite happy with that, actually. So we'll generate that as our first little tone like that. And then I'm going to... So let's save that as square laser 1. Okay. And then we'll create a new file. I'm just going to create a bunch of these and layer them up to show you. Maybe put some effects on them as well. So tones in here. Now, not only can we play... So that's the effect I have, but we can change the shape of the square by using the type percentage here. Let me just zoom in. So you can see exactly what I'm up to here if you're on the live stream. So we've got the bass frequency at 1000 hertz, the end frequency at 1 hertz, and we've played with the modulation depth and rate a little bit. We've got a square wave, and then watch how the shape of the square wave changes when I move the percentage around. See that? It's changing, and so will the sound of the audio. Just subtly, but then push it up a bit more and we get something different. And again, a bit more, up to 100. So I'm going to go for that. That will be quite nice. I think I'll do that. I'll take that. That's another one. So we got Square Laser 2. And then a brand new audio file, effects, generate tones, and we'll go all the way down to here and see what kind of square sound we get now. Maybe play with the modulation rate a bit. So we get a slightly different sound, because what I'm going to do is layer these up in the multi-track in a second. Square Laser 3. And something else, let's use a good old sawtooth. How about that? Generate tones. And we're going to go for the sawtooth here, the triangle sawtooth. You see how that's aggressive? So now we've got the sawtooth look like that at 100% and even at 0%, just the other way around. That's about the most aggressive I can get it. And then in the middle, you've got a triangular shape. So triangular shape or sawtooth. Sawtooth is very good for generating laser sounds. Let's just play with this. Take the modulation off completely. Maybe turn that. Oh, hang on. Let's go for modulation depth. Move that up a bit. Interesting. Maybe we'll take this up to 2000 hertz to give it an even different sound from the original. Cool. Okay. That will give us, so we've got one sawtooth laser 1. Okay. Over into the multi-track lasers. Gave my file an exclamation mark. How funny. Right. Oh, hang on. Actually, let's close that out. And I just want to create a multi-track without my presets in, so we can have a blank canvas to work from. Lasers. Let's overwrite that old multi-track and bring in those 4 sounds here. Layer them all up together and see how they sound when they're all placed on top of each other. Bit of a fat sound. And then we can do some panning, left and right. So we get a stereo laser. Just having a play. Always best to be listening to this this live stream or podcast in stereo. So there you go. Sounding really good. Kind of liking where that's going. Let's put them all through a bus so I can control the effects that go on all of them. And bus A, in fact, instead of calling it bus A, we'll call it master laser. There we go. And master laser. Okay, over here we're going to EQ. Let's have a play with our FFT filter here and see if we've got anything nice to do. Hang on, let's loop it round and just find some nice frequencies to play with. Cool, that's good. Let's see what else we can do over here. And then we'll just notch up the bass as well and see what we can do over here. Okay, cool. That sounds nice, actually. I really like that. So that's a FFT filter looking a little bit like that on my master laser bus, which has combined all 4 of those sounds together. And what I've done so far is I've used the generate tones. I've popped them all in the multi-track, panned them over so we get a nice stereo effect, added some FFT filter. Next, we'll layer in a little bit of compression. Get into your comments in a minute, by the way. Let's go for dynamics here, see what we can do. Default. Let's just notch that up and notch that down. Ooh, nice and fat. Wow, yeah, you can go as aggressive as you like with a compressor when you're working with tones and sound design. Sound a bit unnatural on a voice, but That's sounding good. It is clipping a little bit though. Let's bring it down. There we go. Okay, so we got that kind of sound now, and then we want to pop on some reverb as well to that master laser, so let's make it really pop. We'll go for some studio reverb, and we'll pop in the dry, pop on some wet, take off loop so I can hear the effect. So that could be just trying to get that right. Turn the room size down maybe. I like that wide room size. Width is up at 100. Let's play with the high frequencies. Okay, cool. So there we go. There's a basic laser created inside Adobe Audition in just a few minutes. Going to save that so far, and I'll actually mix that down, and I'll call it the Master Adobe Laser. There we go. We'll save that one. So let's go to your comments and take a look at what you've been saying so far in the chat here on the live stream. It's wonderful to have you here, by the way. So we have got Danny and Joe in, David Silk as well, all saying hello to Isabella, who's moderating right now in the chat. As you can see there, Isabella's name in the chat. Renato is very kindly monitoring my levels in Audacity today to see where they go. Nothing should go above 0 dB, hopefully. Cool Guy is in. Nice to see you, Cool Guy. Anthony Hall is here. Good morning and afternoon. Mike, where do you get your video backgrounds from? There are many good places to get like these animated things from. I use a few different sources. One I always recommend is Envato. If you head over to Envato, they've not only got, obviously you might have heard of Audio Jungle, but I think they've got like a Video Hive as well, and places like that. So that's a good place to start looking for animated backgrounds, and also create your own. Take a camera outside and go and film your local area. I was thinking of getting a picture of the Isle of Wight, so I could put that on my green screen at some point. M Games, how often are you going to read a comment? Every 15 minutes, just as Isabella says. David Silk, that's fantastic. Ben Roberts, thanks for making the reverb video for me. Did you see my reply? Could you make a tutorial on producing a radio advert in its workflow? Sounds like a good idea, Ben. Yeah, absolutely. That would be my pleasure to do. Theus is in, Mix Plays as well. What else have we got here? I'm not a Minecraft person either, Mike, says Joe. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Sometimes I have these habits of playing games, but Minecraft wasn't one that I got into. I did get into recently. The one I really enjoyed was Dots & Co. I got addicted to Dots & Co. It's fantastic. If you download it, do not blame me for getting no work done. Okay? Seriously, do not. And the other one I used to play quite a bit, but I gave up because it's a time draw, is Clash of the Clans. I know. Isabella will actually tell you I went to Finland to attend a conference where they played this game. And I thought, no. That's a step too far, I think. What else have we got here? David is cracking jokes about the sore tooth and hurts. Definitely time for the dentist. Yes, indeed. How about changing the duration of the laser effect to 0.25, duplicate, reverse the second one, and place them together? Ooh, I think I'm going to do that in a second. Nice and stereo, says Danny. David, what exactly is a bus and what are their best uses, Mike? Yesterday's session was brilliant. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yesterday's session. Let's hop back in and I'll show you what a bus does. So a bus combines lots of tracks together. This is not unique to Adobe Audition, by the way. Later on, I'll most likely set up a bus in Logic Pro as well. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these 4 tracks in the multi-track and I am saying on the output, do not go to master, go to a bus, and that bus is called master laser. So this thing here, it's like it's a master output for those 4 tracks that I've assigned to it. Yeah. So anything I do to that bus, any effects I put on that bus will apply to all of those tracks. So it's better than saying, oh, I need compression and applying compression to each track. I can now just apply compression on the bus. And I can have other buses and do whatever I like. So lots of fun things that I can do there. Michael says Dots & Co is pure evil. It really is, isn't it? It's another one of those games like Candy Crush where you wonder if there is any skill involved or if they're just trying to keep you playing the game for longer periods of time. That's it, isn't it? So that's how a bus works. And hopefully that answers your question. Now, Anthony said, what about changing the duration to 0.25, duplicate, reverse the second one, and place them together? Okay, so I'm just going to pop the reverb off and this off. I'm going to pop it all off, and I am going to select all by hitting Command and A on my Mac. And then into multi-track, bounce to new track, selected clips only. So all of those will combine up now, and I can solo this, and let's have a listen to this. Okay, that's great. And then what I'm going to do is take that, copy a unique over there, reverse it, effects reverse. I love it when you you pop ideas into the chat, because it really excites me. So, oh wow, okay. So we got... Or maybe that would be better the other way around. Let's move that over there. Nice. And then you want to make it a bit shorter, don't you? So let's do this. See what we can do. Oh, that's cool. So we could have that, or let's just copy and paste over here. We could have it that way around. So let's... That doesn't really sound as good as that. Although, saying that, hang on a second. What we've got here is... I really like that one. That's a good suggestion, Anthony. Really like it. And then obviously, if I stick that through the master laser bus and switch the reverb back on, and all of the effects there, we should get something nice. Wow. So that's cool, and I'm just going to do a soft fade on that one. Okay, and we'll mix those two down. Mix down, time selection. It does sound like a DJ scratch effect, doesn't it? I haven't left enough time for the reverb to decay, so let me just do that and mix it down again. I can hear my CPU whirring away today. Must be doing some intense stuff. So time selection going out like that. Okay, that's cool, and excellent. Okay, so we got this kind of stuff here. Let's save that one as, we'll save that as mini laser. Let's put that into downloads folder there. And then this one, we're just going to mute that a little bit, fade that out, and we'll call that wow laser. Okay, brilliant. So just a little bit inside Adobe Audition. There is more stuff we can do, though. Let's not stop there with Audition. I think I'm going to cut it around halfway, so I'm going to go 50-50. I gave you a little Audacity tip at the start. I don't really focus on Audacity because I don't think Audacity is for serious audio production. It's great for learning, and there's so much you can do in it. That's why I like to drop little tips here and there. But I don't tend to do videos that focus on Audacity. But I will focus the next half hour of the show on Logic, so we can do some really cool laser sounds in Logic, and you'll see what some of their synths can do. There's actually so much to squeeze in because I could show you some plugins as well. So what I'm going to do now is generate a new tone. Let's have a look. Effects, generate tones here. And we're just going to change this to the minor to major preset, which is really good. Minor to major sounds like this, which is all very good. And let's make that 10 seconds long, so it's a bit longer, and have a listen to it again. And then if we take the bass frequency to 10,000 hertz, modulation depth can also go to 10,000 hertz like that. We got something like that, or something like this. Let's see what we can get out of this. So that's a good starting point. You can change the shape of the square again. Let's take that down a bit. Okay, that's sounding good. So again, we can save this and refer to this later. I mean, there's a few things you could do on this. So for instance, I could take this and pop it into the multi-track. Let's do that. Where was it? Untitled 5. Here we are. Let's pop it onto the other tracks. Take the rest off solo. So I'm just going to chop this now roughly in different places and see what we can get over here. So let's fade that in and fade that in, and fade that out and fade that out. So we've got something like that, and we can also go for so we'll take a few samples of that and we'll make it just double up on different areas here, and because I have panned some of these tracks, we're going to get a rather nice sound when I mix this all together. So that's another kind of sound effect. Then what I want to do is take this, and I actually want to pull this onto a new track over here. And I'm going to add some bits into the effect rack, including sending this to the master bus, the master laser bus. I'm going to add on modulation and phaser, and I'm going to go to the megaplexor. Then I'm just going to change a few settings here. I'm going to change my depth to be at 20%. Modulation rate right up to 5 Hertz. Then I want the phase difference to be around 40 there, and then the upper frequencies right up to the top. And again, we'll make a few cuts here. And just chop it up a little bit more. Maybe make that longer. That's a different kind of laser there. So we got that. And let's just get one of those little lasers there. Okay, that's good. And then finally over here, what I might do is, we could also pop in some chorus and flanger together. See how that might affect the mix. Okay. Let's just take that off the mix for a moment, and I'm going to bounce those two down. So we've got those saved. Let's move that in. By the way, getting back to your comments in 3 minutes, so if you've got any questions, do fire away. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, let me know where in the world you're watching from. I always like to know that, always like to know where you are watching from, particularly over there on Facebook. Okay, so we're going to do this. Where are we? Multi-track, bounce down to new track, time selection. There we go. We've got that there. And then we'll move this around here and add on the chorus and flanger. And actually what I might do with this as a final little trick over in Adobe Audition is paste that into a new file, effects, special, Doppler shifter. And we can do drippy is a good one. So that gives that effect instead of this effect. From that to that kind of shooting laser effect. So let's save that as shooting lasers. And then I think that is about it. Final thing I can show you is a plugin, and this is part of a free pack that Melda Productions give you. Really is good. It's the, let's see if I can find it and show it to you. It's the M3 Effects Bundle. And really, with this bundle, you get amazing stuff included. All of these free plugins. Now, you've heard me talk about the Ring Modulator before. Well, right now, I think I'll use the Oscillator. which is really, really cool. You can obviously go here and get the M Free FX bundle and try these out for yourself. But M Oscillator is really good. It's like Adobe Audition Generate Tones on steroids, and it's even got a keyboard that you can use inside Audition. So let's just open up this, add effects, and we're going to Audio Units, Melder Production, and we want the Oscillator here. And as you'll see, you can randomize how the tones sound. And let's do a preview. Oh, hang on. What I might need to do is just generate a bit of silence. So where are we going here? Insert silence. Let's make 5-second silence. That should be fine. And then back to our Melder Production plugin, the Oscillator. Whoa. Let's see what else. And you can choose a different notes. Actually, if we go back to the default, you'll hear at its heart, this is just a tone generator. And we can change the shape so we can make the kind of wobble up the effect. Let's see what we can get here. Oh, put headphones on and listen to that. Let's see what we can get there. Nice. It does sound like you're at the dentist now, doesn't it? And I do seem to remember that there was a chat there about pitch shifting, but it's all going by very fast. Somebody was asking about pitch shifting in the chat. It just caught my eye. And can you show me how to pitch a sound right in Audacity, please? I don't know how I remove the crack sound if I pitch a sound. Well, let me pitch a sound in Audition and then see if I can do the same thing on Audacity. But I've never tried this on Audacity, so we'll have to see if I can suss that out. So I might go for pitch bender here. And do you know what? Let's actually effects, time and pitch. We'll make the stretch and pitch. We'll take that down to a 0.5 second sound. That's okay. That's what we want. And then effects, time and pitch, not pitch shifter, time and pitch bender. And still not quite what I'm looking for. Let's turn off spline curves. So, I mean, perhaps we can use that. So we'll call that Crazy Laser. I was considering doing it with a Z, Crazy Laser. There we go, save that. Over in Audacity, crikey, let's open Audacity up, and then I'll mention a few more of your comments. So something like this. What have we got here? That. Let's have a look. Effects. What do we want to do here? We want to, you see, I don't use Audacity all that much. Change pitch. There we go. So, hang on, let me turn that down. It's a bit loud in my headphones. So you can change the pitch. Go for different frequencies there. But that's all good. That's your basic pitch change. Seems to work pretty well for me. You can make anything you want there. Changing pitch in Audacity, click OK to confirm it, and there you go. There's your pitch shifted audio. So there, yeah, absolutely. So what else have we got here? Let's have a look at your wonderful chats. I always appreciate your chat, especially when you do a super chat. Really, really grateful for that. Super chats are unique to youtube.com/musicradiocreative. When I'm live, you can hit the $ next to the smiley face and make a donation to the show, which is always very much appreciated. So what else have we got here in the chat? Tracks are like passengers. They hop on the bus. Like that one from Ben. Ben Roberts in the chat there. Hamish is in. Hi, can you have more than one bus in one session? You can have as many buses as you like. And I'll show you that over in Logic in just a moment. What else have we got? Abdul is confirming, yes, you can. We had a DJ scratch there. Holy crap, you move fast, says Joe. Thanks. Yeah. Especially in Audition. Sounds like a choo-choo train, referring to some of the sound effects. Can you show me how to pitch? Yeah, M-Game's just done that. Star Wars saber effects, yep, absolutely. Sounds like a helicopter. Oh no, I've disturbed the cat with all these high-frequency squeals, says David. She's come up to me and meowing. Yes, it's all of these crazy frequencies in the oscillator. I shouldn't disturb sleeping cats, absolutely not. Probably even would bleed through on the headphones, wouldn't it? So thanks for getting those chats in, really appreciate them. And do feel free to share this and the channel with your friends. And also make sure, if you have not done so already, to go over to community.musicradiocreative.com, where you can join in with the discussions there after the show. So particularly if you have a question, by the way, that direct link heads to the Adobe Audition forum, but you can just go to the main page, community.musicradiocreative.com, make a post, introduce yourself, and start chatting about audio production. I would love to see you in the Music Radio Creative community. Let's hop over to Logic Pro X, which is a really, really fun piece of software, particularly for playing with synths. I really, really like playing with the synths in there. So let me just grab this over here. I have my my little keyboard, the iKai LPK25, and there's our synth in Logic. And obviously it sounds a little bit like a synthesizer, like a keyboard at the moment, but the aim is to use some of Logic's available synths and settings to make laser sounds. And what I might do is, just as I'm doing this, I'm going to roll the recording over in Adobe Audition. Actually, I'll set up my audio channel mapping so I get, yes, let's see, we want inputs to be channels 9 and 10 on my mixing desk, the output for Logic. And then if I start a new file and start recording, we should see, yeah, we can see the synth, low volume, but the best thing about the mixing desk I'm using is everything goes pre-fader straight into Audition, so I can talk and everything gets recorded and no worries there. So over here we've got the analog retro synth enabled at the moment on a channel, but I could go and use the FM synth, which is going to be suitable for creating a laser effect. That's, the FM synth is a little more aggressive, you could call it. What we'll need to enable here to get the laser effect is auto bend. See that there? Auto bend, and then switch it on. And what we're going to need to do now is change the, first of all, the depth up. No, hang on. Yes, we do want to change the depth and the time. So the time will determine the length of the laser shot. So let's start with something like 300 milliseconds, and we'll move the depth up to the top. So you can hear that pew, pew, pew coming in now, because it's kind of bending down from 36 semis right the way down to 0. And if I keep the key depressed, it would just go down to the its normal regular spot. See, it's an auto bend. But we can play with that a little bit more to create some really cool laser effects. So first of all, I'll play with the time a bit more. Okay, and the semitones. You hear, if I pull it down there, it works in reverse, so it goes down to up. and then up to down, which is the kind of effect we want to go for. Okay, now we need to find something that we're happy with. So I might play with a few of these faders. You see how pulling the harmonics immediately gives us a more lasery sound, FM, which is adding kind of white noise distortion into the mix. There we go. Let's play with this one, which is inharmonic. Not much difference there. We're going into the shape. So that sounds quite dry. Okay, that sounds good, and we can do some other stuff here, like changing the shape. So let's change the shape of the laser. If I pull it all the way over here, changing the shape of our laser. Whoa! My goodness, under laser attack. And then to make it a little bit more authentic, we'll add some stuff onto the chain here in the mixing desk. So again, audio effects here. What I might want to do is add in some compression, first of all. Okay, that's sounding okay. And I'll add in a little tape delay as well. A little less than that. There we go. And then we'll add in an exciter just to excite things and distort that treble. And if I wanted, I could bus that all in Logic, and you can have loads of buses, up to 32 buses it says there, and even more buses, 64, 256 buses in Logic, crazy. If I create a bus over there, I can then add in something like the Space Designer Reverb, which is actually really cool. Go for like a large space plate reverb, big plate reverb. Sounding pretty good, isn't it? There you go. And one other thing you can do, if you go into vibrato here, and we can change the shape here of our little wave. There we go. So, yeah, basic laser sound effects there using the retro synth in Logic, but that's not all. There are other things that you can use inside Logic to create interesting lasery style sounds. Let's see what we've got, and then in just a minute I will mention more of your comments as well. Please feel free to keep them coming in. Favorites, normalize this, and we've got a whole ton of stuff that I can process some of this and maybe add some more effects in the Adobe Audition multi-track later on, and then upload all of these laser sound effects to the community for you to play with and create whatever you would like with. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff we could do. Let's just see what happens if we do something like this. So let's copy that. And just a little experiment that I'm going to try now. So copy that, and let's see what else we can find here. Let's take that, and with Audition there's a really cool thing called Mix Paste Modulate. Let's try mix pasting these two together and modulating the audio and seeing how that sounds. Let's normalize that again and see what we get here. Normalize. So what I've done is I've modulated together two different sources of laser sound effects and created another unique effect there, as you can see. So we'll hop back into Logic and do something with another synth. But first of all, let's see what you've been saying here in the chat. M-Games, I mean you want to pitch a song, to pitch a drop of a song, and if I do that, the pitch sound is a little bit cracked. How can I fix it? Ooh, I think what you might be referring to there is that, so you're putting a whole song into Audacity here as an audio track, and then you're going to Effect, Change Pitch, and you're changing it to what you want it to be, or your time stretching. I think there's probably, change tempo and change speed as well. So you can change there we go, change the length of the track here to be something different, and you're getting that cracked sound. I know exactly what you mean, and that's really all down to the algorithm on your pitch shifter. So how good is it, essentially? And I would imagine with Audacity, it's free and open source, so anyone is free and open to develop this, but it's probably not as good, for instance, as Adobe Audition's time stretching. And I know Adobe Audition also have worked closely with Isotope to really get their stretch and pitch sounding good. You can see here actually the algorithm here is Isotope Radius, which obviously is a plugin initially from Isotope, or you can use the Audition algorithm. And let's just see if I was to drag in, let me do a quick search for one of our jingles here, Music Radio Creative, and what have we got here? Yes, MRC Aphrodite. That sounds good. So let's drag in this one here and just have a listen to that. So yeah, it all depends. If I'm using the stretch and pitch here in Audition, Isotope Radius. Now say I wanted to make this much shorter, say 20 seconds when it's 30 seconds long. That's a 67% change. Now obviously it's moving the pitch up, so let's lock and resample that. And we want the pitch shift to be 0. Oh, but if we do that, so that's probably not what we want here. Yes, because that's moving the semitones up, which is not what we want. Hang on, let's try again. There we go. So if I make that down to 68% and play this, so you kind of get that crackling sound coming in now with Isotope Radius. Change the algorithm to Audition. Let's see how Audition fares with this. Can't hear much of a difference there, but I have to say Isotope Radius is selected by default, which is the one I would go with. But if we went for low precision, you probably get more crackling in this audio, or nothing at all. That's strange. Let's go for medium precision. Play this. You can definitely hear a bit of stretching going on there. I don't know why the low precision doesn't work at all. Let's try applying, see what happens. Play this. It sounds a mess, doesn't it? So that's probably what you're referring to. But yeah, definitely the quality of time stretch you are using, as in the algorithm, can severely affect how your time stretched audio sounds, M-Games. Hi from South Africa to Brendan, who's watching now. Renato says, never tried that, but I think Audacity is limited in performing such features. The cats are going nuts, apparently, at everything I'm doing right now, which is fun. Hello. Thanks again, Mike. Even if I don't think I'll use the laser effect, you give a good understanding of sound. Appreciate you being in, Eddie. Nice to see you again. More buses than National Express, absolutely, in Logic Pro. Let's hop in and use another synth here and record some of the output. So we'll just start a brand new session here. Not saving. And we'll go in, and instead of using the retro synth, I'm going to use the ES2 synthesizer. Create, and back to Audition. I'm just going to roll the tape in Audition so I can jam away and record it all. So make sure that's working now. Yeah, we got a basic synth there that I am playing here on my keyboard. There it is. And what we do with the ES2, let me zoom the screen so you can have a good close look at this wonderful ES2 synthesizer, and I'll have a play with it. So what we want to do here with the ES2 to create a laser sounding effect here is, first of all, I'm going to change everything to be sawtooth. So make sure we got a sawtooth sound. That's a sawtooth sound. And then we'll go to pitch 1, 2, 3 is okay. And I'm going to send this to envelope 1 down here. And I'm going to send pitch 1, 2, 3 to envelope 2 as well. So we can have a nice kind of layered effect. Then I'm going to move all these arrows up to the top like that. And we should get something like that. We still need to move these around though before we get what we really want. So up a little. And then move this up. There we go, and move this up. There we go. So we got already a laser sounding effect coming in. And it there we go. So definitely a laser effect coming in. Then we can start to play with that laser effect. First of all, I might hop in and add some stuff to the chain. So let's add in, this time we'll go for the Space Designer Reverb again and play it. And let's move the dry up and the wet down a little bit. And let's move this down. There we go, so we got our laser sounding effect, and then we can just have a mess about with some of these settings here and over here, just to change the sound of the laser to something that we really want to get. It's going a bit hot, let's turn that down. Okay, bit of distortion, we'll roll in a bit of distortion. And change the tone, which is obviously dark or bright. Speed. There we go, and I'll show you what happens if you change the wave. So if we went for like a square wave, we'll get something different again. And we'll go for this shape again. Oh, hang on, let's go for a triangle like that. So there you go, more lasers than you can throw a stick at. We can pop some noise into the mix, some white noise. Wow. Okay. So we've got so many lasers there, and again, all designed very, very quickly. What I can do is actually record some of these into Logic as well. Feel like it's Space Invaders. Nice. Okay, so there's a little recording there into Logic. We got the MIDI pattern for that, which does actually look like a game of Space Invaders, to be honest with you. So there we go. We got it over here in Audition as well. All the raw audio straight from the source saved into a track here. normalize this up and see what we've got. And again, we can take some of these effects and use them inside the multi-track of Adobe Audition. Well, we already have some effects layered in, which is nice. By the way, I'm going to get back and mention a few more of your comments before I disappear, just before the top of the hour. But let's have a little play with this and this one, I think it was. Let's see what we can get here. So we got something nice here. And obviously you can further manipulate these. You can add pitch shift, pitch bend, whatever you would like to the audio, and make your laser effects to the heart's content. So we could... If you're making anything that is requiring lasers, you really are not going to go far wrong with some of these tools that you've seen today. So just to recap what we've gone through in this session today, so far we have looked at generating tones in Adobe Audition, manipulating them, adding chorus, flanger, adding phaser to them to make them sound more laser-like. We've also had to go with the Doppler shifter as well to make a choppy kind of helicopter-style laser. We went over into Logic. We used the retro synth. We set it up as an FM synth, and then we did a nice short... what was the name for it? We added in, it'll come to me in a minute, auto bend to bring in that laser sound. We also used ES2 inside Logic to do a very similar effect, but just with a different synthesizer. We even used Audacity. Yes, that's right. We used Generate Chirp in Audacity and created a nice gliding wave going down from a certain frequency to another frequency to generate that laser style effect. And I did briefly show off to you the fact that there is a rather wonderful plugin from Melda Production that you can use. It's free to download, and it's the M Oscillator. And again, this will do wonderful things for you, not only generating crazy waves, but you can generate any kind of wave that you can imagine there, and even randomize it each time until you get the sound you're looking for. Some of those are rather loud and in your face, aren't they? But you'll find the wave that you want eventually, and then you can use that to further generate great lasery sound effects. So that is it from me on the content side. But looking at your comments, let's give a few shout outs here. Do put your comments in, and I'll mention them just before the end of the show. We have got M Games, who's going to try playing with different pitches. Mr. MLG, what are your guys' favorite video game sound effects? All sorts. I quite like Pac-Man sound effects. I think they're really, really awesome. Anthony Hall has actually said the same thing. I love the sounds for arcade classics, but the Atari 2600 version is awful with its sounds. Good comment. Actually, I think it was on Monday, perhaps, of last week. Yeah, just over a week ago, I did a whole session on creating video game sound effects. David is emailing Isabella, which is nice. Danny says, nice mic. Christopher says, did you say you're doing a podcast on cleaning up audio of people in a crowd? No, but depends. If you have a specific use case there, then Christopher, do feel free to send the audio to me. David says, oh no, my cat ran away again. Yes, those crazy sounds we've been generating today. Do hop over to the community and make a post after the show. Just let us know what's on your mind. Anything to do with audio production. community.musicradiocreative.com, even if it means just sharing your latest project. That could just be adding in some audio, an MP3 file. You can actually do that now. If you click new topic and you drag or upload MP3 audio, it'll actually appear as a nice player on the community and others can listen. And there are really great people in there offering feedback if you post to share my projects. If you've got a question, community.musicradiocreative.com is the place to go and post it. You can also private message on there. So if, Christopher, you have got some audio, just send it to me via the community as a private message. send me a link and I will get it, and maybe we can make a session about that in the future. But I hope that this lasery style show has been useful to you in some way, and you'll find a way to go away and create many laser effects just like these that you've heard on the show. You had to have your cat wearing cat phones. A great comment from Renato. I really enjoyed being with you today, and I hope you have a great, fantastic Super Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow for Wednesday's session when we're talking about the reverse reverb effect, and we'll get a little bit more into radio imaging style effects that you can do with that as well. Look forward to joining you then on the live stream.